Romanticism has been interpreted in various ways, and we have already gone through a number of definitions given by various critics. Now, Romanticism blossomed during a period of economic, political, and social transition. It was a European phenomenon and had an impact upon the thought and activity. It advocated freedom and independence. Many artists and philosophers of the late 18th and the early 19th centuries challenged the way people looked at the world, emphasizing the integrity of the individual and refusing to adhere to convention. Blake, Coleridge, Wordsworth, Byron, Keats, and Shelley were preeminent among the Romantic poets. They regarded themselves as intuitive prophets. They rejected the pure rationalism and order of the Enlightenment. They worshipped nature and they believed that nature and imagination had the healing power and could enable people to transcend their everyday circumstances. The Romantic poets claim to be interpreters of a reality. Shelley asserted that poets are the unacknowledged legislators of the world. The Romantic poets found fresh ways to express themselves. They worshipped nature and they drew inspiration from the environment. They encouraged people to travel, and their attitudes to life were liberating, and they made the world seem a place of infinite potential. Certain literary character types stemmed from the Romantic period. For example, the Byronic hero, the mysterious enchantress such as Keats' La Belle Dame sans Mercy. The Romantics, they embraced the unearthly, and hence the Gothic novels became popular. They also showed a keen interest in scientific discoveries and developments, and Mary Shelley's Frankenstein paved the way for science fiction. The Romanticism influenced political ideology, inviting engagement with the cause of the poor and oppressed, and with ideals of social emancipation and progress. The individual was given importance, but it was also felt that people were under an obligation to their fellow men. So, personal commitment to the group was important. Governments existed to serve the people. There was a feeling that people were actively part of the historical process and could therefore contribute to the social progress. Now, the early Romantics supported the French Revolution, although the terrible bloodshed in France affected the Romantic writers. Wars of self-determination appealed to Byron, who embraced Italian nationalism and advocated the liberation of the Greeks from the Turks. So it had become a romantic trait to identify with such causes and to get involved in foreign adventures. The 20th century, in the 20th century, the Spanish Civil War attracted the idealistic supporters. So, Romanticism offered alternative outlooks and horizons. In promoting the imagination over reason, the Romantics encouraged individuals to experiment boldly, to question things instead of blindly accepting them. Romanticism was liberating and life enhancing. Keats, Shelley, and Byron were the heroic visionaries who battled on in spite of adverse circumstances, and this earned them iconic status, and they they got admiration and empathy. So the period we see marked a shift in the way people thought and has continued to exert a decisive influence on the way we see and experience the world.